me go ahead and record these on. They can't tell that I'm looking at a script. So we are in the midst of Team USA basketball gearing up to capture gold. A couple exhibition games into it, and USA is looking great. So far, exhibition wins over Canada and Australia has a lot of people buzzing about the talent on this team, which may be the most talented team ever. LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant lead this star-studded cast in hopes of becoming world champions once again. But what if I said some of the talk is focused on something else? We know the main squad, but it's the select team that has generated some buzz as well. The select team has featured some great young players. I'm taking these off. I can't see anything. The select team has featured some great young players, ones that will have big moments in the NBA. Brandon Miller, Jabari Smith Jr., and Jaime Jaquez are just a few of the young players to highlight. But there's one name that trumps them all. Someone who has been turning heads with his shot making and athleticism in camp. The way he has been able to compete with the NBA's best is unprecedented. What's even crazier is that he's not even in the NBA yet. If you haven't guessed by now, I'm talking about Cooper Flagg. And soon, he's gonna take over the NBA. Cooper Flagg will be draft eligible after this upcoming season, where he will more than likely be the first player selected. I've talked about Cooper a couple of times on this channel, highlighting his defensive prowess, athleticism, and just his overall demeanor. I mean, this guy carries himself like a franchise cornerstone. But the one thing that people still kind of question is his scoring ability. It's no doubt that he has the talent to be a great scorer, but people want to see that ability in live action against great competition to really get a sense of where he's at. And in the Team USA scrimmages, he showed that. Cooper legitimately dominated, having numerous tough buckets against some of the NBA's best defenders. This had a ton of people buzzing. He worked well in the pick and roll. He was shooting over guys like Anthony Davis. I mean, these are tough buckets that we see in these clips. At 6'10", with this level of scoring promise, paired with the defensive abilities, we're talking about a top 3 prospect over the last 20 years. And he has a chance to further solidify that claim with his upcoming freshman season at Duke. Cooper will be playing alongside some other freshmen like Kamal Maliach out of South Sudan and Isaiah Evans, as well as returning Blue Devils in Tyrese Proctor and Caleb Foster. Even though there's a ton of new faces on this team, and the fact that teams led by freshmen don't really make it too far in March Madness, I still expect Duke to make a lot of noise this season. But if one thing's for sure and two things for certain, teams are already prepping for Cooper Flagg's arrival. The Brooklyn Nets traded away Mikal Bridges for a Godfather package, and it's been rumored that they're looking to shop their other vets. And the biggest move of them all is the fact that they were able to gain back control of their 2025 first round pick from the Rockets. Now they can tank in peace. They have a lot of assets to build a solid core around, say, a Cooper Flagg if they were to get that #1 overall pick. There's also the Utah Jazz, who seems like they're looking to move on from Lauri Markkanen. They have their own picks as well as a bunch of picks from the Cavs and the Timberwolves. There's also a ton of young pieces on this Utah Jazz team as well, who, if they do get Cooper, would be great complementary pieces. And there are many other lottery teams as well. There's still the Trailblazers. The Detroit Pistons are probably still a lottery team. You have the Wizards, the Raptors, the Hornets. There might be some other teams that look to tank late in the season to improve their lottery odds. We just saw the Atlanta Hawks do that, and they ended up with the #1 overall pick, so it can happen. I say all that to say, there are a lot of teams that hope to land this generational prospect. But of course, all of that is going to be a year from now. For the present, we can focus on Cooper Flagg's progression as a player, see what he does at Duke as a freshman, and ultimately see if he makes a decision to declare for the NBA draft or not, which he probably will.